This is not the first time we have found him taking money without permission from a wallet. What should we do? Today at noon, my wife tried to bring our son Itamar home from school. When she arrived at the school, she saw him coming out with 100 shekels in his hand, and he said he was on his way to the store to buy cards. She asks him where he got the 100 shekels, and he says he found it on the way to school. After a few minutes, he changed his story and said he found it in the stairwell. I checked my wallet, and I discovered that I am indeed missing 100 shekels. I don't want to blame him. I don't want to really check with him where the 100 shekels came from. But I am worried. The truth is, I am very worried. This is a pattern that may be repeating itself. This is not the first time we have found him taking money without permission from the wallet. What should we do?
It is not uncommon for children to take a toy, candy, or money that does not belong to them. Their ability to delay gratification is weaker, and they do not always succeed in maintaining the boundary between what is mine and what is not mine. There is no need to panic, and there are ways to help our child. If we think that the child took something that does not belong to them, it is important to verify the facts before we respond. Talk to the child calmly and matter-of-factly, and ask them to describe exactly what happened. Try to determine whether the action was planned in advance or was the result of a spontaneous urge that took over. Did the child have accomplices? Is this the first time, or is it a link in a chain of thefts? Based on the responses, one can assess the severity of the act and adjust the response accordingly. There is a difference between a one-time taking of an item from the street and serial theft from the neighborhood machine, between a carefully planned scheme and an event that occurred in a moment of weakness, and so on. If it turns out that there was indeed theft, our response should be resolute. We must convey to the child the seriousness of the act and that no harm to others, whether to their body, spirit, or property, is acceptable. He should be guided on what actions he needs to take to face the consequences of his actions and to correct them. For example, a child who stole a toy from another child, distracted by sweets from a store, should return the stolen item, apologize, and compensate the victim. A vague response from the parents that merely reflects the feelings of the victims, while assuring that it won't happen again, is not enough. It is highly likely that it will not achieve the intended goal. An important point is that some parents, following such an event, lose trust in their child, and from that moment on, they are careful to hide their wallet from them or prevent them from entering the store alone. This is a mistake. It is important to convey to the child that we believe in them and trust them to behave with honesty and integrity. Our child is good, and even if they get confused at times, they are capable of getting back on track. From our side, we give them opportunities to prove himself. I leave the wallet with the money on the table and trust you not to take anything without permission. We should not forget to encourage and praise when we see that he is overcoming challenges and behaving appropriately. For example, if he finds an object and instead of keeping it for himself, he fulfills the commandment of returning a lost item. Another point is that if a child has obtained a large sum of money, for example, collecting 200 shekels from Hanukkah gifts, it is better for this amount to be kept with the parents, who can allow the child to take some of it occasionally to buy things while consulting with the parents. A child holding a large sum of money may lose it, or alternatively, spend it all at once on cards, treats, and other nonsense. And in conclusion, we talked about avoiding evil, but let's remember that the main thing is to do good. The constant education we provide our children to be honest and true begins with being those things ourselves, so that the children have someone to learn from. Good luck.